Hello. Hi. My name's Dottie. I have a YouTube channel, as she just said, and I want two things from you. The first thing I want is your curiosity. I'm sure you've got some. I'm going to borrow it. The second thing I want from you is for you to dig into your mind and try to find your most childish imagination that you can. And I want you to use it. I want you to use it to ask questions like why and how and what if, especially what if. What if every person in this room grew wings, suddenly? What if all of the chairs beneath you just disappeared? I mean, besides being really funny for me, surely that would incite some kind of curiosity about the world around you, inside you. And that's what my channel is about. It's about injecting a little bit of magic and wonder and childish imagination into everyday life. As a child, I was terrified of growing up because when I looked at adults, I saw no what if. I saw grey. I saw suits walking around in big black shoes with serious expressions on their faces. And I was terrified to grow old enough to fit into a suit. I was terrified to be old enough to exchange books for newspapers, to exchange cartoons for news programs, and the fire of fiction for fact. With that to look forward to, who would actually choose to grow up? I was surprised to find you don't really get a choice in the matter. I'm going to tell you about a park in London. It's called the Kensington Gardens. It's very boring, it's very normal. It's got trees, pathways, grass. It's very ordinary. I'm going to tell you about a writer. He's called J.M. Barrie. He was the writer of Peter Pan. And he took a walk in a park. And he turned it into Neverland on Earth. If you've read his writing and you take a walk through this very normal park, you'll see so much more than that. You'll see that in the middle of the pond, the clump of reeds is actually hiding an island of talking birds. You'll notice that there are tiny, tiny footprints underneath the flower beds, and you'll know that when the gates are closed and everything's quiet, the trees will walk the pathways. I visited this park one day, and it was London, so it was raining, and I was wearing a bin bag in place of an umbrella. And I saw all of the wonderful imaginings of Mr. J.M. Barrie. And for me, it was a magical place, this boring, ordinary park. And I was very surprised to realize that this man, this writer who had created the symbol for eternal youth in the Western world, was an adult. And he'd worn a suit. 1 year ago, about 2 years after I started my run-of-the-mill YouTube channel, I began to attempt to make videos that left my audience feeling the way I had felt when I left that park. Feeling that with just a tiny bit of childish imagination and curiosity, even adults who wear suits and pay taxes can make their worlds interesting and magical if they want to. I realized the reason I was terrified of growing up was because I believed that I would have to leave behind all of my favorite characters with their fantastical fictional worlds behind me, and I wouldn't. Adults made those characters. They filmed those movies, they wrote those books. They refined their imagination skills and honed their creativity in order to create something out of this world for this world. And that's what I'm going to attempt to do on a smaller scale with my YouTube videos. So, basically, don't be afraid of losing creativity just because you get older. It grows with you. And the more you grow, the more you can create, the more magic you can inject into the world. I said I was going to borrow your curiosity at the beginning, and I'm going to give it back in a minute, but I just want to say that as she said before, my name's Dottie James. I have a YouTube channel where I surprised myself in realizing that you don't have to worry about growing up. adults aren't boring. They're big kids with big imaginations, and we're all going to turn into one day. Let's make it fun. Thank you.